neighbors. It is Friday. Friday. That's right. Friday. The 5th day of January 2024. Thank you so much for joining us on the Power Breakfast Show on Power 102 Digital Full Casting this morning. We have Paul Richards. You just heard him with our news brief. We'll hear him again at 7 o'clock for Major News. We'll hear from Richard Ragoobarsingh, Wendell Stephen. We got Ruben and Shane in the mix. My name is Steve Khan. Let's get straight into the WTs, weather and traffic. Got one to tell you about. It is northbound Solomon Hochoy Highway. Just as you pass Couva, the Aquatic Center, there's a 3-car smash up. So we got some traffic there. There's hardly any lights. So please take caution if you're stuck in that traffic. That is why there's a 3-car smash up northbound Solomon Hochoy Highway just after you pass Couva. All right. Apart from that, on the solo, there's nothing really to tell you about. San Fernando, nothing to tell you about. Making my way up north to Chase Village to Sugar Gornet, you've got some. And then from Monroe Road to Interchange, got some volume. That's going to take you up towards Barataria. As you make the bend, just by swim call, slow going again. Going through Santa Rosa, slow going. Trin City towards Orange Grove, got some volume. But after that, it's a bit sticky. All right, nothing to tell you out to the west thus far, but you know that's going to change. It is 23 degrees at Piarco International Airport, 25 at Crown Point in a beautiful sister isle of Tobago. And of course, let's check to see what the weather is going to be like. It's been updated at 5:58 this morning by the Met Office. They're saying sunny and breezy conditions will be occasionally interrupted by partly cloudy spells with a few light to moderate showers. This evening will be mostly fair despite the odd shower. Gusty winds may occur in or near showers. Maximum forecast temperature for today, 32 degrees on both islands. Max yesterday was 32.6. It was a hot one yesterday. All right, but let's see who sent us hellos first thing this morning. Let's see. First off, Wendy and James, good morning to you. Oliver Man Warren, Wayne B out in Georgia, DJ Ray out in Tampa, Marcia Rock out in Florida. I can't remember where in Florida though. Let's see. Carol Joseph, Garth Silly in Baltimore, Ray out in West Palm Beach, Florida, Mo Gaines out in Aruca, Ms. Maloney, good morning. Brenda Isaac out in Santa Cruz, good morning to you. I was there yesterday. Rena Boodoo Jennings, good morning. Trini Margot, Josie Richardson, good morning to you guys as well. Let's check on WhatsApp. Got a couple. We've got, let's see. Alistair Hart, good morning. First weekend for 2024. So true. I got Dan Rad saying good morning as well. And I get him both on WhatsApp. I didn't give Thames. You all quick with it, boy. Curtis Wells, good morning. Checking Thames. Yeah, I did. It slipped my mind. I was just trying to move quickly. Let's start out in Toronto. It's -4. Ugh. Okay. -5 by 8 a.m. Miami, you're sitting at 19. Orlando, 10. New York, also -4. Atlanta, 0. Zilch, nada. London, 6. You're coming down. Tampa, 9. And Washington, D.C., you're in the minus at 2. All right? That's some temps across our listenership. Good morning to Paul Richards. What's shaking?
Morning, Steve. Morning, everyone.
Morning, Pablo. What's going on? What's going on? It's Friday.
A lot is going on.
Yeah, boy. Yes,
a lot is going on. We made it through the first week of the year.
Yeah.
We almost made it through the first week of the year. We still have some hours to go.
Yeah, it started with a bang.
Never other moment. Anyway, a lot's happening. When Hochoy Charles has been laid to rest. He's been given Tobago's Medal of Honor, which is deserved.
Yeah.
He had refused it before, They offered him before when he was alive.
Oh.
And he said, no, thank you.
It's okay.
But now it was offered to his widow by the president the Prime Minister and the Chief Justice, all of whom attended his funeral yesterday. So I'm glad they did his honor. And, there's so much discussion about how he should be honored, and they renamed the Calder Cultural Complex, which that man's name should have been taken off a long time ago. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And we're going to rename something else. Yeah. Something else in his honor. And they're asking that his works, his papers and stuff be allowed to be put into a library so people could study his works. Good morning, Wendell.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen, and good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. It's it's Friday morning in Trinidad and Tobago, as it is in most other parts of the globe. We're happy to be in the land of the living.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was that? There's a complex in Tobago named called a Hat.
Apparently.
It's called a Hall. It's called a Hall.
Called a Hall, yeah.
Yeah, it can't be called a Hat.
I hear Hat and I get ignorant one time, so sorry.
Oh, I want to know.
Oh.
The place is called the Hall.
Yeah. I want to know what all you perpetuated on radio here this morning, and I hear it.
That was just to get you started.
Okay. Well, it got me started.
Very good. Wonderful. Anyway, there's a lot of discussion also. I saw Vasant Bharat either in an interview or a post suggest that the Piarco Airport be renamed the Basdeo Panday International Airport. There's a lot of debate about that. Debate.
We just came through a debate on that when they were suggesting that it be named Eric Williams, didn't we? We just recently had a debate on that.
The difference with this is, and I understand the debate, and I'm not particularly for it. I think there was too much. Mr. Panday, the late Mr. Panday, was too closely associated under his tenure as Prime Minister with the corruption allegations related to that report.
It brought down his government.
So I think it's almost like anathema to rename the airport under those conditions. It's not like,
Yeah, it's like rubbing salt in the wound. Come on.
Yeah. So, and that's why I think many people, including myself, are not necessarily for it. I think there are other areas, other places that could be renamed after Mr. Panday without that level of controversy.
Yeah. That ain't happening under this Prime Minister. Not when he was the one who especially championed that cause in the Parliament against the then Panday government. So I don't see Dr. Rowley sitting in any seat and saying, okay, let's do that. No, that ain't happening.
I think you're right. It would rub a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah. I don't know what division they're trying to cause with this. Come on.
In spite of the fact that Mr. Panday, as any other human being, was fallible. He had a lot of good he did, and there were a lot of question marks hanging over his tenure.
Yeah.
Like, to me, every other leader, barring Nur Hassan Ali.
True. Well, Nur Hassan Ali was a
yes.
But,
I mean, I'm talking about leader. They had a state team.
No. I have a good memory, about things being destroyed in that house because alcohol was used in them. My memory is so short.
And there's a controversy.
That played itself out in the media.
And there's a controversy.
Well, it could be considered one. It's not as major as the ones maybe that had happened.
Thank you.
Barring
Nur Hassan Ali, I think every other leader would have had some.
Everybody had their back on that. Everybody had their back. Corruption brought down all the previous prime ministers. We don't know what will bring down this one. He has not had any serious corruption issues to deal with. But we had corruption with Mr. Manning and Udicott. We had corruption with Basdeo Panday and the Piarco Airport. We had corruption. Well, A&R Robinson was really corruption either. It was just the issue of that coup destroyed him. You understand? And then who else? Yeah, well, certainly Kamala Persad-Bissessar was corruption every 2 weeks. She wasn't just one, it was every 2 weeks was a corruption. 20-something ministers removed from the cabinet. You understand?
You know, you spend 30 seconds in every other one, and you're continuing with this one, right? You know that.
Sorry?
You spend 30 seconds on the others when you're spending like you're going on and on with this one.
No, I ain't going on and on because this one had the most. Let's face it. It had the most. I don't speak nothing but the truth on this radio station, you know, and anytime I make a mistake, I'm quick to apologize. We're watching that. So when you start me off this morning with call the heart complex, I said, what?
I was just trying to make sure you're awake.
Huh?
I was just trying to make sure you're awake and you have sleeping problems. So.
Oh God, don't remind me now. And as I say, I've been battling whatever the virus is passing through my body without the actual cold, but it just has my body so messed up. You know, I've left home only briefly on Wednesday. Otherwise, I've been home for the entire week. You know. So, but yeah.
I must suspect there'll be some traffic gridlock in downtown Port of Spain this morning.
Why?
There was.
As the body of late Basdeo Panday will be transported to the Red House under military guard. The procession will begin at 8:45 a.m. from Broadway, turn onto Independence Square from Broadway, which is heading west, of course, and then to Abercrombie Street north to the Red House. And there will clearly be no vehicular traffic allowed while that is happening.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you
But I didn't see any advisory from the Ministry of Works or the police. You understand?
I didn't see that.
To facilitate that. So it's a kind of weird situation because I'm surprised that they didn't put out some sort of advisory about inaccessibility, at least from 8:30, you know?
Yeah, and no parking, certainly.
And no parking for the people parked from what I see.
Yeah.
So, I remember when the late Mr. Robinson's procession was taking place, all of that happened from very early in the morning. There was no traffic allowed, where the body in that case went to the Hyatt complex where Parliament was.
Okay.
Because the Red House was still being repaired.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the situation then, and parts of Rice would be blocked off, part of Independence Square was blocked off. But in this case, I don't know. I haven't seen an advisory from the police or the Ministry of Works and Transport regarding accessibility to those areas. At least, I guess also from 8 o'clock when you think about it, you know?
Yeah.
To declare it effectively from 8:45, you have to stop traffic from 8 o'clock. There were maxis and there were taxis and stuff there when I came through this morning. So, and the roadway was normal. So I don't know if they're going to start that at 7 or 8 this morning. And I guess maybe part of Mr. Panday's the Hindu tradition is that they don't wait a long time before they do the burial and cremation. So it's evolving pretty quickly for Mr. Panday.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I guess I don't know what's happening with the body over the weekend. I guess it'll remain at the funeral home because there's nothing happening on the weekend, is there?
No.
Yeah.
The body will be at Sapa on Monday in San Fernando.
And then the funeral is Tuesday.
And then the funeral is Tuesday morning, very early too.
Right.
8:30 a.m.
Yeah.
It's also at Sapa, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there's a weird anomaly in the news. I don't know if maybe we got it wrong. But they said the body arrives at Sapa at 9, but the funeral is 8:30. So we'll have to clarify that because it doesn't seem chronologically to make sense to me.
Yeah.
That a funeral will be going on and the body will arrive after, you know? So maybe some typo or something.
I think
if the funeral is 8:30, the body will be there at least 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
So people can respectfully file past the body on their way into Sapa to start the funeral service on time. And I'm presuming also high security because the president, the prime minister, the chief justice, and Parliament, a lot of parliamentarians will be there. You know?
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite a scenario in Sapa. And Sapa, the road heading to Sapa is a kind of very main area in San Fernando. We were in front of Sabah. It's a very main area. So we'll see how it goes.
He's being cremated down that side also, right?
Yeah, after the funeral service, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yep, he is. And it's a state funeral, so there are a lot of pomp and pageantry.
Yeah.
Associated
it's the first Hindu state funeral, so at least people will get a chance to witness to what a Hindu funeral, the rituals of a Hindu funeral.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Yeah, you'll get a chance to see it. I've been to a Muslim funeral already. I've never been to a Hindu funeral.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. And as I said, we said before, Hochred Charles is laid to rest yesterday. The Prime Minister also said in his presentation at Hochred Charles' funeral that the Tobago Self-Governance Bill will be coming to the Parliament.
He'll be bringing it. He himself, he said.
Well, he's Tobagonian born, and he's the Prime Minister, so I'd imagine that would be appropriate approach.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if it gets the requisite special majority support. It will be, well, whether it passes or not, it will be a promise fulfilled.
But does it require
yes,
a special majority?
I would imagine, given the gravity of self-governance, internal self-governance in Tobago, and what I remember was in that bill.
Mm-hmm.
It devolves a lot of power from central government to the assembly, which means I would imagine that it would need a special majority. Because if it didn't need a special majority, the government could have bring it and pass it already. Think about it.
I guess so.
Yeah, that's why it went to a joint select committee for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe a special select one.
But under our laws, and the opposition is also allowed to bring bills to the Parliament?
Through private members' days, I think.
I think, yeah.
I don't think our house is private members' days. Anybody can bring a bill.
Yeah.
On private members' days. I think they are private members' days in the lower house also.
Mm-hmm.
So they can bring it through a private member, yes.
Yeah.
They can. Good morning, Ragoobarsingh.
Hi, good morning, guys. Good
morning, Rich.
And viewers, wherever you are.
You need to put some cream on that left side of your nose,
My nose.
The sunlight that you get on Tuesdays kind of scorched it, and you creatures not allowed to.
You're unrelenting, aren't you?
Put a little cream on it and make sure that you don't go back out to the sun anytime soon. So if you can get a pack of plate, that's why they have it.
God be with you.
Hey, thank you. I accept that.
This is where I really miss the tea room, because the real Richard Ragoobarsingh would have come out in the tea room.
Oh gosh, yes.
And what, customer?
Oh no, not you. Not, at least not just you. Even your big toe, your little toe, what I get.
Really? He's that flagrant?
Well, you have no idea. Oh Lord, hey.
So we started with some good news this morning, just for some of our listeners. I saw a video last night that, and it's not the first of these kinds of videos I've seen in particular since the start of this year and the end of last year, with some young men with some guns going through what seemed to be Olia's night celebration, because there was a lot of fireworks around, and there have this other young man telling him to run while pointing guns and shooting up in the air around him. And it is just so disturbing. It is so disturbing. It's like fun and games now.
Are their faces visible?
Some of them, yes. Some of them.
So I assume they are arrested this morning.
Special forces coming from the UK. Special forces came in from the UK. I didn't read that in the papers. MI5 came in.
I like to see those videos when they have a few minutes later.
A few minutes later.
Well, in the case of us, is a few years later.
Oh, it was a few years ago that video was? Oh,
No, I'm just
being sarcastic. Sorry.
Come on, you're asking that question. A few years later.
Was that a Gigi thing? Gigi used to enjoy doing that, not so?
Yes, a few moments later.
Anything with a camera.
Moments later.
But when you're brave enough to post up those things, because sometimes you have quite a few videos where people post up stuff like that, and they're brave enough to show their faces, then suffer the consequences.
I always
Well, then to have a discussion.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of,
I always wonder about this fetish with people filming themselves clearly doing what could be considered illegal activities. I always wonder about that. What do they get off of filming themselves doing illegal activities?
Well, they're not thinking at the time that it's going to be a social.
They're not thinking at the time period
that it's a viral social media it's going to become. They're just sharing it among themselves for tips and for. Yeah,
but did you all see there's another video I received a few times? There were two videos I received a few times last evening and got up this morning and saw it. There's one with the young lady who was killed this week on the avenue. Did you all see that?
Yes, I saw that.
Allegedly
That's why I raised that.
A set of money. And then there was the other, a call to the St. Joseph police station.
A video with her doing what, sorry?
I'll send it for you.
Counting money.
Counting money.
Why is that illegal?
Well, there's a suggestion by many. I have no confirmation of it because part of the speculation on social media is that the young lady found herself in the wrong company and the usual counting money scenario in the wrong company, which is why the video became viral. And I think her nickname was Pinky or something like that. And there were a lot of social media commentators also commentating and saying that the young woman, and I have no confirmation that is true about the young lady because I don't know her, that they need to be careful who they're associating with, because this may have been part of the reason why she ended up in the unfortunate scenario.
Richard, you're right, which is why I use the word seemingly illegal activities, because on the face of it, counting money is not illegal. You understand?
No.
You being videotaped counting money is not illegal, but when they join all the dots together, where they're going to go with the story, So that's why I said, but why film that in the first place? Why is that being filmed?
Yeah.
And the second her family say that she was in the wrong place at the wrong time or something like that.
I think so.
Yeah, well, that's part of the narrative also.
Yeah. So, but of course, you all must have talked about the phone call.
No, Steve was not going to raise that.
Yeah, to the St. Joseph police station.
When they sent that to me, well, in the group, I say, well, there's a skit. I didn't believe it was real initially.
Is it real?
I don't, but it seems to be real. I see it being discussed on social media.
Yeah, I see it being discussed.
People discussing it.
Is PC Edwards?
But she said her name. I don't know. So I assume.
Normally they call their number too,
I never understand what they say because they say it so fast.
It's PC Edwards speaks, she said, which is real police language. That is real police language. But it deteriorated after that. But it almost sounded too like
it deteriorated on her part. I thought the gentleman was absolutely on point because the gentleman said what he had to say, and then she said what she had to say, and then he said, "What? Excuse me?
Yeah, what?"
In the exact tone of, "I could not believe what you just said, so maybe I misheard."
Which is why, Richard,
and he said,
I too.
And she said it again, and he said, "Okay, thank you, ma'am."
Right.
And
Which
the
is
thank
why,
you,
Richard.
ma'am. And the thank you, ma'am, was so. All he says is thank you, ma'am, twice.
Mm-hmm.
But it is
You want me to play it?
so riddled with you have nothing to offer
we
me.
can't play it so people will hear what we're talking about, but we have to advise. We have no confirmation. It is legitimate.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
we
play
don't
it?
know if it's real. Yeah, we don't know if it's real.
So, Richard,
seems real,
based
but
on the gentleman's response, that's why I too also believe it might have been a skit. Because based on his response, people don't react that way. You know? So
No, some people do.
I said maybe Richard is right, that this is a skit.
But some people will. Because he reacted in a tone that suggested, why am I wasting my time?
Well, he clearly was. So, Steve,
Why am I wasting my time? Why did I bother? Yeah, that was his tone. So we have no proof. We have no proof. It's not been validated as being a real call, but it's certainly making the rounds, and certainly there's a lot of commentary. So that if it is not a real call, I think the TTPS should send out something saying this is not real.
Yeah. All right, I have it here.
Today? I sent out today?
Yes, because it's doing some damage against.
Well, like today, right? Send out like today, so it could do work today.
Yeah. So this is what we're talking about. Again, as Paul said, we have no confirmation, but so this is it.
Good morning, WP Adversity.
Hi, good day. My wife called this morning, probably about 2 hours ago, to report a home robbery. We had called the E999. They said that they would call the station, but nobody else has called us as yet.
Okay, so what you all doing? Staying down home and waiting for the police to call all you? You don't know where the station is?
Excuse me?
Do you know where the station is? St. Joseph Station.
Yes.
So why you all don't come in and make a formal report?
Thanks, man.
Huh?
I say thanks.
Okay.
But she said I'm going for shrimp too, suggesting that she was in a lunch mode. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
All right, let me play it again. Let me see. Let me
Good
hear
morning,
it.
WP Adversity.
Hi, good day. My wife called this morning, probably about 2 hours ago, to report a home robbery. We had called the E999. They said that they would call the station, but nobody else has called us as yet.
Okay, so what you all doing? Staying down home and waiting for the police to call all you? You don't know where the station is?
Excuse me?
Do you know where the station is? St. Joseph Station.
Yes.
So why you all don't come in and make a formal report? Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Who do you hear that shrimp? I missed that completely.
Because I'm a Mako.
No kidding. King Mako.
Oh my God.
Somewhere along the line, St. Joseph Station allegedly may have a shrimp eating WP Edwards.
I hope it's not real. I really do. I hope it's not real.
But you're all right. The police service, the police communications unit, good morning, Ms. Archie, should send out a release saying there is an audio recording going around that purports to be that of a WPC answering a call in an inappropriate way. It is fake. Please disregard it. If it is fake.
Well, you have to add, they have to add Paul. They have to add a shrimp-loving WP Edwards from St. Joseph Station. They have to add Paul.
I'm going for shrimp.
Yeah, and if it is not real, I mean, if it is real, that they have taken note that it's a performance that indicates less than complimentary customer service on the part of the TTPS, and we are about fixing it, and we will be investigating the matter.
One would think that will come out of.
You have two responses. You have one or the other, because by no standard, if that is real, is that acceptable? It have some people. Wendell, I want you to imagine that call take place and it's Paul Richards at the other end. You think it would have ended with thank you, ma'am?
What is your name? What is your name, man? What is your name? What you want to know my name for? What is your name?
And your number.
What, you're the coffee lady in there? You can't be a WPC because you had to be making coffee. Because you're not asking for shrimp roti already, so you could not be a uniformed police officer on duty.
Could you imagine?
And if you made a home, if you made a you're right, it wouldn't end up so nice.
No.
There are some problems. Wendell, are you okay?
But you are real after the hear that shrimp come there.
I missed that shrimp completely.
I missed that shrimp completely.
Stop coughing after a while, right? So,
but it wasn't like occluded or anything obscure.
I think I was still. I think I was like, man, I was still processing like, what did she say?
So you know this. So you don't know
I
what
don't know. I'd be like, wait, did I hear what I just heard?
And you know what's funny about that clip too? They put a picture at the St. Joseph station.
Of course.
Just in case you didn't know which part it is.
But why I have questions about it? Is it that the person who made the call recorded the call?
It has to be.
That's what.
Yeah, he probably had a recording app.
Clearly, he recorded it.
Okay.
That's why I went with Richard, that it had to be a skit because he was too calm.
Yeah, but going for shrimp is a weird thing to say in the middle of a skit too.
Yeah, Lester Crigwell says the shrimp validates it.
Yeah, because you hear any noise in the background, like if she in a charge room.
Yeah, you're hearing a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So
did it well.
Over the earlier here with Christopher.
Yeah.
Let's open the phone lines. they like us to open the phone lines early for a couple of minutes before. Good morning, Zena. And Lincoln. You know that going Ryan Lincoln this morning, right? Oh, you know that, right? That done send Lincoln crazy already.
Well, Lincoln and Carol and them must be in a mess these days without their favorite program in the afternoon. Because all we getting is Criminal Minds and CSI and all kind of thing. And I'm enjoying
Good morning.
it.
Good morning, John K2, Winaburu Jennings, Cheryl Charles, Shuin Kerr, romantic, passionate lover. Good morning, Randy Kelly. Corey
the program is off when now?
It hasn't shown for the week.
So you going to leave then?
Well, yeah, I don't know, you know. I just said, I know it hasn't shown for the week.
It's only a one police who talk strippers.
Oh Lord!
Oh boy!
Well,
temper your statements now.
Maybe you should get Shrimpy.
Could talk about shrimp and all kind of thing on afternoon.
Shrimpy could get a second job. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, guys.
Morning, Sonny.
Happy Friday.
Indeed.
I wasn't surprised by the audio clip because generally is not different from any other government office. The reception you get. Generally. I'm not saying they would have some of government workers that would go beyond in customer service. But generally that is government work ethic service, cookie cutter tone. The tone tells me I really want to answer the phone, but they tell me I have to do it today, so I answer this phone.
And you're disturbing much roti exercise.
Yeah.
Shrimpy.
Somebody was traumatized. You don't a family was traumatized over Rob. They're calling for comfort. And so you don't know where the station is?
Again, we have no confirmation. It is legitimate.
Well, let's do something. Let's call the St. Joseph station now. Live on air.
Yeah.
Listen to me. I don't want to be accused, charged with wasting police time.
Yeah.
No, we're not calling them to report anything.
Do you have an issue that you want to report?
No, we're calling them to confirm for them to say if there is a PC Edwards there and if there was a particular incident regarding a report of a.
Okay, you're doing journalistic work.
Yeah, we're doing journalistic.
Okay. Steve, over to you. Steve, over to you.
Let's
See,
call.
Wendell will take the call. Wendell will take the call.
All right, so Wendell, I am going to call and you will continue.
Yes, let's call an answer.
Wendell accustomed talking to police.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And WPC is too.
All right, let me call. Thank you, Sonny.
I
I'm
think
going
we'll
to
deal
call
with
now.
senior police officers, eh?
I'm going to call. Thanks, Sonny.
You really will see the police officers?
I actually went to drop off correspondence at the St.
Hold
James
on,
Police
guys.
Station
Hold on. I'm
Wednesday,
dialing. Hold on.
and I met a very pleasant group
Hold
of
on,
officers.
Wendell.
One person should talk, eh?
Oh, boy. The number you dial is not in service. Hold on.
Oh God, you know.
Well, then there's a skit.
You're dialing the wrong number then.
I have another
I'm
number.
a PBXs, you know. We're going to try to get onto the St. Joseph Police Station, folks.
Here we go.
Clarify.
Hold on.
Somebody like that, and whether that call is real.
Hello, good morning, St. Joseph Station. Corporal Zara speaking. How may I help you?
Hello, good morning, Corporal. We are calling you live on the Power Breakfast Show at the moment. We are calling concerning a viral voice note that has been making the rounds concerning a call a gentleman made and a PC Edwards responded. Can you confirm if that was actually a call made to the St. Joseph Police Station or not?
Well, as far as I have been hearing, it is, and I think most likely this morning that is being addressed by some seniors. But as far as I hear, it came from here.
So it is an actual phone call that was made to the St.
It's
Joseph.
legit then.
Yeah, but apparently that is what it seems.
Yeah, seems like she also likes shrimp.
Is there WPC Edwards on station there?
Hello?
Yeah,
Do
we're
you have a
asking if
PC Edwards?
WPC Edwards is in this morning.
No.
She's not. Okay.
So she is attached to the St. Joseph Police Station.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Any more questions for the corporate gentlemen?
Is that would you identify that as what should be the response if someone calls?
Well, I would say to a certain point no, because all officers at station, once you are training, there is a procedure, a protocol in how you answer the phone and how you address persons that are making the calls that are coming in, and if there is anything contrary to that, well then obviously then that will be dealt with according to the standard and the protocol of the stations.
And your good name is, sir? Could you identify yourself for us? Would that be possible?
No.
All right.
Okay. And why not?
Well, he did identify himself when he answered the phone, you know.
Oh, you did already. Okay.
That's an all too. The reason why I'm saying that's an all too is because it's something that has happened. Yes, it is being addressed. So at this point in time, there is no final outcome as yet. So as a result of that, you cannot really be given any deep or direct personal information on that until it is dealt with accordingly by the city. But
Okay.
it is being
Thank you for your time this morning.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. Do have a great day. All the best.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Now, he was very nice.
All right. Yeah,
He is very professional.
Yes.
Well.
Because he didn't after identifying that he is live on the Power Breakfast Show, he didn't have to go any further, and he did.
Yeah.
Point.
I was surprised that he continued because, the stock answer did say, look, I'm not authorized to speak on this issue. It is being investigated.
But he did confirm it's an actual call.
Yeah.
But he did confirm it's an actual call.
Yeah.
And that there is a WPC Edwards attached to the station.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that the seniors are looking into it.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're aware.
And clearly she likes shrimp roti.
Mhm.
So
Well,
Wendell, move to the front of the class. You've done a great bit of journalism this morning.
That's how to deal with some of these issues, Call direct and let's get it out of the way.
And you did absolutely the right thing. You identified that he was live on the air immediately, which I'm very proud of you.
Wrong,
But Richard did say you are accustomed to speaking to police. So.
I also had cause to drop off a correspondence.
Well, you can't say we ambushed him because Wendell identified from the start that he was on the air.
Yeah.
Which is the protocol. Very, very, but he handled himself very, very well, I must say.
I thought so too.
Yeah, so,
He did handle
so it's not all officers, you see? Maybe they could put that one on TV6 now.
KT, behave himself now. King Tota, behave himself.
Maybe he sound like he would do a good job and be on the tape. Because that WPC was certainly not beyond the tape. Anyway, there's anyone of newspapers?
We'll take some calls after 7 o'clock, folks. We'll get into our headlines and our morning poll, and we'll give you results of poll from yesterday as well.
All right, it's 6:46, Friday, the 5th of January, 2024. Before I go into the papers, one of the questions I'm suggesting this morning is Vasan Barrett is suggesting that the Piarco International Airport be renamed the Basdeo Panday International Airport. Do our listeners agree with that or not?
Sorry? Oh, the Basdeo. Okay. All right. No problem.
Right?
It should be the Basdeo Panday Airport.
Renamed, yes. Let's start.
I could do the Guardian poll.
Okay, let me start with the Express. That is Friday, 5th January. Rowley under fire for IC attack. Hu Choi gets Tobago's highest award at funeral. A school for Mr. Panday. The Sanatan Dharma Mahasabha has proposed renaming the Shiva Boys Hindu College the Basdeo Panday Shiva Boys Hindu College. Announcement made by the SDMS yesterday. A sad day for the country. Many people, including the British High Commissioner, signing the condolence book at the return at the Red House. Alfonso sends COP legal letter over FUL notice. Basdeo Panday Shiva Hindu College. Another bank customer, Robertson Minister, I was sent a text message last night. A 44-year-old man was robbed on Tuesday morning after withdrawing a quantity of cash from a bank in Port of Spain. Since I raised that in Parliament, not a word from the Bankers Association. Not a word. Nude ex-accused gunned down. Suspect quizzed in Anisha kidnapping. Monilal, many in favor of renaming the Piarco Airport. PM, one driver recalls fun super cool guy. He was a driver for the late Basdeo Panday. And Panday was a good PM, but arrogant is one expose. 44 bullets at tune of one double murder scene. So those are trending stories in your Express. Richard, would you like to do the Guardian?
Sure. So the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for today. Of course, today is Friday, the 5th of January, just in case you didn't know. The headline on the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, Golden Send Off. First Chief Secretary awarded Tobago's Medal of Honor posthumously. PM promises to bring autonomy bills back to Parliament this year. And of course, it's pictures of that Hu Choi Charles send-off that's on the front page. And the other sub-headline, Panday's body to lay in state at Red House today. All of that's on the front page. And if you wanted to go to the back page, I'll tell you what's on the back page now. Oh, well, it's a wraparound, actually. So it's so long, Hu Choi. Officials use funeral to press home self-government for Tobago. And it's just different pictures of that funeral yesterday at Show Park. So that's it for the front and the back of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian today.
Let's move to the Newsday now. Integrity Commission Chairman, I made no statement on funding. Augustine T.H.A. Go back. To look at appropriate measures, Hu Choi Charles must be honored. Shiva Boys Hindu College renamed after Basdeo Panday. Panday's photo absent at San Fernando condolence book signing. Transport Ministry makes changes to Class 3 drivers exam study. Prime Minister, Parliament will vote on Tobago bills this year. Panday described as a man of the people. Tutor, no consultation before 176 students relocated. Business as usual, hours after bloodshed outside Tulipuna Market. And relatives say teen killed on Aria Peter Avenue was caught up with the wrong friends. So those are trending stories in your Express, Guardian, and Newsday for today, Friday, the 5th of January, 2023. Sorry.
All right. And let's get the results of our morning poll from yesterday. We asked you, are you hopeful that 2024 will be a better year for Trinidad and Tobago in terms of effective crime reduction? 80% said 80 said no. All right.
We already have several votes on our poll.
Yeah, just waiting for Paul to type it up again and put it up on your screen. Can't believe how good Paul Kidmako, he actually heard that shrimp. Paul is good, you know. Wee boy.
Among other things.
I'm just talking about your ears and your hearing. That's all.
People must always act under the presumption now that they're being recorded. You know, I don't know. I'd say that, you know, always go under the presumption that you're being recorded. You know.
All right. So our morning poll: would you agree with renaming the Piarco International Airport the Basdeo Panday International Airport? 222-8255. North Americans toll free 866-525-1099. On WhatsApp at 318-1021. Facebook and on YouTube. Good morning, DL, Maria Celia, Cheryl Seeley, Lester Craigwell, Ewart Rajpal.
There's going to be a high number pool.
Yeah. I already have 9 votes, says Steve, on YouTube.
Yeah,
well, make that 10.
I just have to read it out. Let's see. I have to scroll up.
Somebody, people up. We said good morning to people who are saying good morning, right?
Yeah, doing that now. Mrs. R, good morning. Mo Gaines, Wayne B. Mo Gaines says, hell no to the poll. Boy Bedesi says no. What? Oh, okay. Okay. Rita says nah. Marcia Rock, no. Richard Jeremiah, good morning. Cheryl Henry says no. Slick Money Grip says no. Cheryl Johnson says no. Gregory Bauer, no. Chris Tousse, no. Wayne Joseph out in Ontario, Canada, no. Donna Leeling, no. Maria Celia, good morning. Patricia DeFore, good morning. Frank Clark. Tessa Graham says no. Good morning, CJ, New York. Richard M. Jeremiah says no. Frank Clark, no. Julia S. Batiste, no. Whew, that's a lot. Let's see. What's up? Sankofa, good morning to you. Okay. I got another Mr. Pinal. Oh gosh, no, you didn't do that, did you? You tricked me. I got a no. I got Lorna. Morning, Lorna. Indy Kali. Yes. Michael in London says definitely not. Masada says yes. Jaron Joseph says no to the poll. Cascade St. Anne says no. Carol Guevara says no. Whew. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm no to the poll. Leave the name as it is.
All right, thank you. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Zena.
Morning. Well, I heard Paul. I couldn't help but hear that voice, Jared. Good morning. I thank you, but for me, that morning not so good. Anyhow, Richard, are you related to Alan, the deceased Alan Kenwin? Were you related to Kenwin?
No.
How are you getting to resemble Kenwin so?
All right.
What's your remark? Anyhow, hell no.
All right, thank you. Trevor Narima, what did Trevor say? No. Sunny says no. Sankofa, we just want yes or no. New Hampshire says no. CJ New York says no. Pearl Quarter says no. Ian Robley, never. Ray Rodriguez, no. Wayne B says no. Mrs. R says no. Carol Guevara says no. Did I do?
You're repeating some of those names,
yeah, like they're coming up. Jump in here. Josie Richardson says no. All right, so 222-8255. North Americans toll free 866-525-1099. WhatsApp 318-1021. On Facebook and YouTube, San Cooper says no. Would you agree with renaming the Piarco International Airport the Basdeo Panday International Airport? That's our poll. Sexy San Fernando says no to the poll.
So 222 talk, 222-8255. North Americans 866-525-1099. Absolutely toll free, of course. People on other platforms, you can just vote via the YouTube, Facebook, Insta Live, LinkedIn, and of course, you can also vote via WhatsApp at 318-1021. Of course, you have to put the 868 before it. 318-1021.
Romantic Passionate Lover says yes. All right. Would you agree with renaming the Piarco International Airport the Basdeo Panday International Airport?
I saw somebody saying good morning from Baghdad this morning.
Yeah, I saw that. It's early up in the comments. We are still taking your votes. Do you agree the renaming Piarco the Basdeo Panday International Airport? That's our poll this morning. They want to rename. There's a proposal by Vasant Bharat, former minister, to rename Piarco the Basdeo Panday International Airport. That's our poll this morning, and it's going to stay up for the entire weekend whilst his body lays in mourning.
Did he say Gardsilier?
Gardsilier just voted no.
Oh, he didn't give that vote.
No. Yeah, I am writing because a lot of people have voted twice. A few people that is have actually voted twice. So I've kind of been deciphering that out or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Carol Joseph. Carol
yeah.
Joseph says no. Too much controversy. So we can include that one.
Yeah, I saw that.
Too much controversy. Yeah. I don't know if we have any call. Well, they have some more coming in. Cheryl Henry, everything takes so long to do in this country. Trying to own a HDC house. Mr. Panday and Mr. Manning have nothing named in their honor. Two of the longest serving members of parliament. If they had done the what was it, the monorail? That could have been named after Mr. Manning.
Yeah, the rapid rail.
Yeah.
That certainly would have been ideal for Patrick Manning.
Yep. I think if he was still in power, it would have been done. At the point, if he didn't lose. Yeah.
Well, if he didn't give away power.
It's called losing.
Terrence Brown says no. And Ingrid Adams also says no. Guy Small says yes. I smell you wouldn't shock us one of these days, eh? You wouldn't just shock us, eh?
You will have the better curated list of voters, because of course I just picked up on one that was a double vote.
There were 3 actually who double voted.
Okay, so you might have the more correct number in terms of people voting. They have some votes coming in there, Wendell.
Jean Clark says no. Sharon P. Clark also says yes. So those are the latest 2. You know, Sharon Clark is actually Dr. Rowley's wife, maiden name, right?
Oh, okay.
She's Sharon Clark Rowley.
You're trying to say she using her maiden name for sure?
I told this person put a P in there. Sharon P. Clark. But she says yes. Wouldn't that be interesting?
That is an incognito.
I don't know. We don't know. Oh, gosh. I say no. Kenny in Harlem also says no. I'm neither here nor there what they do with these things, right? But it really is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. For this particular thing, especially when it brought down his government. He went to jail for it, not so didn't he spend a day or a couple hours in jail because of the same Piaco airport thing?
Yeah. Was it that, or was it the Integrity Commission thing?
Which one was it? You might be right, It might have been the Integrity Commission where he didn't declare the account that he say was his wife's account, and all kind of thing come out of that. Oh.
All right, gentlemen, we got to run into our 7 o'clock major news. Let's get into it. Starts right now on this, the 5th day of January.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It's 7:03, Friday, 5th January 2024. Good morning. This is news to 7 a.m. First, the headlines. Self-autonomy bill on Tobago to be brought to the Parliament this year. Troy Charles bestowed Tobago's highest honor. Called the whole administrative complex renamed after Troy Charles. One economist urges government to come up with a 100-day plan to reposition the nation. And Paralympian star Oscar Pistorius has been freed on parole from a South African jail nearly 11 years after murdering his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp. We have details coming up next. This is major news to 7 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. Good morning. The body of the late Prime Minister Basdeo Panday will lie in honor as a former Prime Minister at the return of the Red House today, Friday, January 5th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Mr. Panday's body will be at the Southern Academy for the Performing Arts SAPA on Monday, January 8th, from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Tomorrow, the body of Mr. Panday will be transported to the Red House under military escort. The procession will begin at 8:45 a.m. today on Broadway, Port of Spain, then on to Independence Square South, proceeding west to Abercrombie Street, and then north to the Red House. The government has advised the state funeral for Mr. Panday will be held Tuesday coming, the 9th of January at 8:30 a.m. at the Southern Academy for the Performing Arts. The government is ensuring this year the bill relating to Tobago self-governance for Tobago will be brought to the Parliament. It maintains Tobago's desire for internal self-governance must be passed through the Parliament as the law requires. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley made this known during the funeral service for Troy Charles at the Shaw Park complex on Thursday. The Prime Minister said 2 bills on this issue were sent to the Joint Select Committee, Parliament for consensus. However, there was a campaign to reject the bills. He said Tobagonians have already given their input on this significant topic, and now it's time for the Parliament to do its part.
Sometime during this year, those bills will be put before the Parliament for the 41 members of Trinidad and Tobago's Parliament to vote on it on your behalf. And on that day and at that time, you will see who is running with the hares and hunting with the hounds and decide whether you can get internal self-government under conditions like that.
The Calder Administrative Complex in Scarborough, Tobago will be renamed after the first Chief Secretary of the Assembly, Troy Charles. Current Chief Secretary Fali Augustine disclosed this during the funeral service for Charles at the Shaw Park complex yesterday. Charles's wife and family were also presented with Tobago's Medal of Honor, gold, in the presence of Her Excellency the President, the Prime Minister, and the Chief Justice.
I have the distinguished privilege to present to his wife and his family, in the presence of Her Excellency the President of the Republic, the Honorable Prime Minister, and the Chief Justice, the Tobago Medal of Honor Gold that we have been storing for him. Thank you, family, for lending him to Tobago. Thank you for being kind enough for allowing him to serve with distinction. And I pray God that he will keep you for the rest of your years.
In November of last year, a street was renamed after Charles. The Charles family also was informed of the THA's interest in collecting books and papers which can be placed into a library set aside to showcase the works of Charles. This was done during the recent meeting held with the family, according to Augustine. All of the work done by Charles on the Autonomy Bill will also be compiled and passed on to the Parliament, which indicates what Tobago wants in this area.
The Office of the Chief Secretary recently began returning its offices to Collar Hall, and the Collar Hall Administrative Complex will now be renamed the Troy Charles Administrative Complex.
A visionary, revolutionary, patriotic, and spiritual are some of the words used to describe former late Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Troy Charles. Former Secretary of Social Services Judy Bob speaking during an interview with the media at the funeral service for Charles yesterday. During her stint under his guidance, said he displayed punctuality, leadership, and seeking ways to develop sustainable income streams for the Sister Isle.
Definitely a learning experience and a pleasure working with him. He was a visionary, and there was no doubt in anybody's mind what the vision was for Tobago. He didn't want Tobago to be left behind at that time. He was the first person that spoke about the coming World Trade Organization rules in terms of restricting your borders, for trade. He was a person that was before his time in terms of his leadership.
Another past assemblyman in the THA, George Stanley Bates, suggested the work life and accomplishments of Charles be properly documented and asked for the family's permission and input for this to be done.
One of the best ways of remembering him is if we seriously look at asking the family to donate his library and documentation, getting assistance from international agencies to catalog and index all that he has, because he functioned as a county councillor. He functioned in the whole run-up to the Assembly Act, the first Act of the 7 of 80. So he has a wealth of information.
And from a presiding officer in the THA, Dr. Denise Soyafat-Angus, said Charles demonstrated a willingness to share his knowledge with persons from various fields and backgrounds in the interest of Tobago.
You know, Mr. Charles, beside being a family friend, he was close friends with my mother, also has been a contributor to me personally, to my development, and also over time to others within the sphere. I've always said that whether it be friend, foe, acquaintance, he has always given of his knowledge as long as he sees that persons are committed to the development of Tobago.
University of the West Indies economist Professor Roger Hussain says the start of 2024 is an opportune time for the government of Trinidad and Tobago to articulate a 100-day plan to reposition and refocus the country and the population. Professor Hussain commended the manufacturing sector, which he said performed well with increased production in the non-energy manufacturing arena. However, he said steps should be taken to translate this increased production to increased exports.
I think the manufacturing sector is doing well. I think the TTMA should be highly credited for the sharp growth in the manufacturing sector between 2017 and 2023. We hope that continues into 2024. I am not seeing the increase in production translating as much into an increase in exports as I would like, but I suppose steps would be on the way to transcribe into the other. But the manufacturing sector, when I say manufacturing here, team, I have excluded petrochemicals. So let's make that clear. I'm talking about narrow manufacturing, like bottled juice and things in cans and packs and so on. And it has been doing well. In fact, it made a major contribution to the economic good performance in 2022.
Professor Hussain also commented on the increase in the minimum wage from $17.50 to $20.50 per hour, saying he does not expect this to have a significant effect on overall wages in the country because the percentage of persons making minimum wage is relatively small.
There is not a very large number of people working for the minimum wage. You know, I look at this data time and time again, and the number of people that work for the minimum wage is not enormous. It's not going to make a tremendous dent on the overall wage bill. What it would do is if it would lead to a marginal increase in the inflation rate as these people get more money and they do more purchasing. But there is a lot of spare capacity in the Trinidad and Tobago economy.
He, however, indicated with the advent of residential property tax, there may be an increase in the cost of living because some property owners may decide to pass on that cost of having to pay property tax as opposed to absorbing the cost of production into their own business model.
Well, I think that is a fact. I think that some business people would absorb the cost. Some business people would pass on the cost. No, if you're a property owner, and you pass on the cost to the business person, and the business person cost of production therefore increases and their profit therefore falls, then that would adversely affect their reinvestment capacity.
Finally, international news: Paralympian Oscar Pistorius has been freed on parole from a South African jail nearly 11 years after murdering his girlfriend Reva Steenkamp. Officials confirmed Pistorius was at home on Friday morning, having served half of his more than 13-year sentence. The Steenkamp's mother said she accepted the decision to release the former athlete, but added her family was the one living a life sentence. Pistorius, now 37, shot Ms. Steenkamp multiple times in 2013 through a door. The double amputee later claimed he had mistaken her for a burglar. Under South African law, all offenders are entitled to be considered for parole once they've served half of their total sentence, for which Pistorius finally met in 2017 at 13 years and 5 months. He will live under strict conditions, including being unable to speak to the media until his sentence expires in 2029. To end our 7 a.m. newscast, here are the headlines once again. Self-autonomy bill for Tobago to be brought to the Parliament this year. Rochor Charles bestowed with Tobago's highest honor. An economist urges government to come up with a 100-day plan to reposition the nation. And Paralympian Oscar Pistorius has been freed on parole from a South African jail nearly 11 years after murdering his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp. That is major news to 7 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. We'll have headlines coming up at 8 o'clock with major news once again at 12 noon. Good morning.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
All right. Thank you, Paul, for our major news. Of course, you can join him again come 8 o'clock for our news brief. All right. It is 23 degrees at Piarco International Airport, 26 at Crown Point in Tobago, where the Met Office is saying our weather is going to be like for today. Sunny and breezy conditions will be occasionally interrupted by partly cloudy spells with few light to moderate showers. This evening will be mostly fair despite the odd shower. Maximum forecast temperature for today for both islands, 32 degrees Celsius. All right, let's get into a traffic update, see what's happening on the highways and on the byways. Let's start out in San Fernando, Golaconda Connector Road. From the highway, heading to bypass, or should I say South Trunk Road, you've got some traffic. San Fernando bypass, it is a bit busy. Exiting southbound highway onto Taruba Link Road, you've got some traffic. Now, weird one. If you're southbound on the Solomon Hochoy Highway, they are doing some road paving just before Gasparilla. That's southbound, okay, by the landslide area. Traffic is from Claxton Bay, and that is southbound. Northbound, under Solo, we had an accident just after Coover. I don't know if it's cleared as yet. It's been there for a while, but the vehicles are on the shoulder. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to get traffic again, pretty much from Chase Village towards Sugarguanas. Of course, that main road going through Montrose is a bit sticky, but after that, it is smooth sailing until you get to the triple lanes. That is after Monroe, is where you're going to get to traffic. Heading towards the interchange, and that's going to take you straight into Port of Spain. Going through Kelly Village. Also got some traffic. Trin City towards you. Eastern Main Road is a bit sticky this morning as you go through Arima Old Road, Tacarigua, McCoy, St. Augustine, Curep, and you'll go a little faster going through Mount Hope towards Mova. Going up Lady Young Road, coming out of Maraval from Mocha and out of Diego Martin as well. You've got some traffic, and on the highway there, you're going to pick up your traffic just after Sierra Leone, pretty much just before Crystal Stream, heading out of Diego Martin. All right? So that's your traffic update. I don't know why they want to pave at this hour of the morning. I don't get it. But
where are they paving?
Gasparilla.
Oh, okay.
On the highway.
On the highway?
Yeah, on the solo.
Okay.
All right.
All right. One more vote came in. Leo Henry said no. Since we closed off after Kenny and Harlem.
Okay, let me check WhatsApp.
I got about 60 votes this morning.
I got
Did we have any on Facebook? Someone said that we're not checking Facebook.
No,
Facebook
on your Facebook and YouTube are the ones coming up on the chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
the only one you would not see would be WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. All right. So Facebook is coming up here. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Leo Henry is on Facebook. Richard Duke is on Facebook.
Right. Okay. Good. Thanks.
Right. So what we got? We asked you this morning, would you agree with renaming the Piarco International Airport the Basdeo Panday International Airport?
We had 42 people voting this morning. 5 said yes and 37 said no. 5 said yes and 37 said no.
I wish I could have stopped the stream. They go and edit that call we made to the police station earlier. You know, I can't stop the stream to edit it.
Oh, so you could get, well, he, as I say, he did identify himself at the beginning, just like PCA.
Yeah, but I would like to play it back.
Just like how PCA.
Well, I can do that for you if you want.
You can?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just another day in the life of the TTPS, I guess.
Apparently, you know, and not only that, the lack of authority and the cavalier way she was dealing with it was astounding to me, that someone is calling in distress after having been robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Given the context of what home invasions have been like in the country and robberies.
Mm-hmm.
And you are telling me you don't know what state the man's family is in, he is in, after going through that trauma. And your response is to, well, you don't know where the police station is? Why she called for shrimp? Says she going to get shrimp roti.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And as we said earlier on, Wendell, the communications department in the police service is woefully inadequate.
Yeah.
Because they should have responded to this since last night, as Richard said earlier. If it is true, say it is not the way we expect our officers to respond to the public. It is being dealt with. We apologize to the caller and the client, because it's a client, eh?
Yes.
That response, and the matter is being dealt with in terms of disciplinary measures.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't just leave it to go crazy.
Yeah.
But again, Ella, where are you? Calling Ella.
Well, you know, there are people.
I got it when you're ready.
You can go ahead.
Gracias, senor.
Clarify,
Hold on.
And whether that call is real.
Hello, good morning, St. Joseph Station. Corporal Cyrus speaking. How may I help you?
Hello, good morning, Corporal. We are calling you live on the Power Breakfast Show at the moment. We are calling concerning a viral voice note that has been making the rounds concerning a call a gentleman made and a PC Edwards responded. Can you confirm if that was actually a call made to the St. Joseph Police Station or not?
But as far as I have been hearing, it is, and I think most likely this morning that is being addressed by some seniors. But as far as I hear, it came from me.
So it is an actual phone call that was made to the St. Joseph.
Legit then.
Yeah, but apparently that is what it seems.
Yeah, seems like she also likes shrimp.
Is there WPC Edwards on station there?
Hello?
Yeah, we're asking if WPC Edwards is in this morning.
No.
Okay.
So she is attached to the St. Joseph Police Station?
Yes.
All right. Any more questions for the corporate gentleman?
Is that, would you identify that as what should be the response if someone calls?
Well, I would say to a certain point no, because all officers at station, once you are training, there is a procedure, a protocol in how you answer the phone and how you address persons that are making the calls that are coming in, and if there is anything contrary to that, well then obviously then that will be dealt with according to the standard and the protocol of the station.
And your good name is, sir?
What?
Could you identify yourself for us? Would that be possible?
No.
Okay, and why not?
But he did identify himself when he answered the phone, you know.
Oh, you did already? Okay.
That's an all too. The reason why I'm saying that's an all too is because it's something that has happened, yes, it is being addressed. So at this point in time, there is no final outcome as yet. So as a result of that, you cannot really be given any deep or direct personal information on that until it is dealt with accordingly by the city. But
okay.
It is
Thank you for your time.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. Do have a great day. All the best. It sound like Corporal Cyrus.
Yes, it's a funny surname.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cyrus or something of the sort.
Something like that.
He doesn't even, his language even kind of hints at a foreign language.
What police language?
No. His accent sounds. He doesn't sound Trinidadian.
No, I disagree.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that's how I picked it up.
Yeah.
But you are the police expert, so I'll leave it to you.
Listen, with the trained ears of Paul Richards that picked up the shrimp, I will go with Paul.
The police is talking like Wendell Stevens was traversing along the roadway in a westerly direction.
When
and approaching the intersection, the individual did cross the road in a haphazard manner, causing officers to respond to apprehend and interrogate the person about why he did such an activity on the roads. Officer X Ragoobarsingh.
All we need to do now is really speak to the person who made the call to find out, was the issue ever resolved? Because they suffered a robbery.
So we'll put a call out. If anyone knows this individual that made the call, that his house is broken into, send me a WhatsApp at 3181021. This is a name and number, and we'll call them. We send it out.
How it can be resolved?
If police eventually visited,
let me go on Boom and make that call too.
The WPC said
she could say that. No, but police could have already been dispatched. We don't know.
She didn't say that.
Well, she didn't say much. All she says, come down to the station,
No, all she said was she gonna get shrimp.
Yeah, she said, come down to the station, or they don't know where the station is.
That's the point. So but after that, what the person was so flabbergasted, the caller, that he didn't know what to do. What is your response after that? Have the phone and go back to your life?
But just in case too that the person is listening, or that someone who knows the person is listening, The St. Joseph Police Station is right off the Priority Bus Route there, between Eastern Main Road and the Priority Bus Route. It's that brand new station by
west of the mosque.
Yeah, by the Muslim school there. And across from that school that was looted, that Richard always used to raise with Minister Garcia and Minister Gasby Dolly, the whole school was looted. It's right across from there too.
Now shell.
It's not a shell.
I don't know. I don't want to say any. I don't want to say any community benefited with new roofs from it.
Really, watch Leo Henry on the chart. Impersonating a police officer is a serious offense. I was impersonating an officer.
No,
I was mimicking an officer. Did I identify myself as an officer, Leo Henry?
I think Leo Henry is just being sarcastic. He knows we kicks enough.
Yeah. Calm down, Katie.
Calm down, Katie.
Did I say this is Officer Richards?
Katie, calm down.
Please.
Leo is not the person who is in Japan or somewhere. No, Japan is Michael.
I'm not sure.
Leo is somewhere else too. I don't know where Leo is, but but if we can get onto that man,
all of the people that listen to this program, none of y'all know who that person was that rang. That person is probably a listener too, huh?
Well, it's clearly somebody in the area that is governed by the St. Joseph Police Station.
Yeah, somebody
So,
that
TTPS probably the TTPS probably didn't need it. I'm sure Earl Christopher rolled her eyes a lot last night when she saw that video, and she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my God, something else to deal with."
Yeah. And a PC, yeah?
You
Which
know,
means
it's like
it's a pretty young, well, she sounds young, but you know, it means, and you can hear the difference in experience where this corporal answered and where that PC answered, yeah?
yeah.
Where the corporal
But you know, Wendell, you would want to think that somebody who is fairly young into the service would be better trained.
No, Richard.
That's what you would want to think.
No. My experience thus far, and I'm sure a lot of people, is that these young officers are monsters in the making. Some of them, they get beside themselves very quick. Remember the incident where they swung across me in front of the bus route in the unmarked police car? The superintendent told me, he said, but she now 2 months she on the job. 2 months she was on the job. He said he's tired to speak to them. You can't do people that, especially if you're using an unmarked car. In this day and
they can. Just get glad you do great and black. There's go to the head quick.
I'm telling you.
Now, I've always said they have more powers than the average citizens. They can take away your liberty. They can apprehend you and have you in a car sit down there for hours, you know. Okay. You get prone to falling off chairs.
Chris Tousse has asked a question there, Richard. Are you allowed to record a conversation without informing the other party that they are being recorded? Chris Tousse, I don't know if you know, a lot of the apps now, a lot of the phone apps now do automatic recording, you know.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know that Trinidad and Tobago has any laws that governs that specifically. At least I'm not clear. It's not clear.
Well, I don't know the Interception of Communication Act covers that.
Because that's somebody. In other words, I'm speaking to you and I'm having a personal conversation with you, and I am recording. I know some states in the U.S. are very strict about it, that you have to let the other party know. But in a Trinidad and Tobago context, I'm not so sure whether that's the law.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a law with regard to that.
And that's why I tell
because
people,
as Wendell says, there are many apps, and you can have some people have their phones, but all the conversations they have are recorded.
Yes, it's done. But just and always assume that someone is recording you. That's what you have to do. I've said that many times.
I know usually business places advise you this call is recorded for whatever purposes, blah 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 blah. They always tell you.
Yeah.
Just like businesses will say there are cameras surveilling this place and recording, please be advised accordingly.
Yeah.
When you walk in some business places, because you be caught unawares.
But there are cameras that people have at their homes, even outside their homes, that record sound.
Yeah.
My civilian system records everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too. All right, so let's open up the lines a little bit. 222-8255, toll free North Americans, 866-525-1099. Of course, and WhatsApp at 318-1021. All right. Right.
Because imagine calling someone at this police station and saying that you're being recorded. PC Edwards, hello, good day. PC Edwards speaks or whatever. Ma'am, I need to inform you that you are being recorded, right? And then you proceed. You know you're not going to go that call is not going to go any further. And I applaud the officer this morning for at least responding when we told him that he's live on the Power Breakfast Show. He responded, and he was very pleasant.
Alexa?
Yeah.
He was
Good morning,
professional.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Steve. Wendell, I have done that, I have done that for quality surveillance. Is it Richard?
Yeah.
I have done that to get professionalism from certain organization, but I will tell you, anytime I deal with public servants or police, I just record. If I in the station, I put my phone on record. If I call in, I put my phone on record. Anytime I deal with public servants and police, because they always screwing themselves that you would want something recorded. You understand? And I would advise people to do that. You see, when you're going to go in any government building, have your phone recording. Because the kind of things that they want to tell you in public servants want to tell you in government buildings, you want something as evidence. You understand?
Yeah.
Standing operating procedure. Yes, where I'm Paul.
Have you already decided about having counseling?
Paul,
all right.
Paul,
you have a problem, right?
Paul, he's a real hypocrite. Paul, you just come here and talk about the same issues that I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you know, I want to bring counseling. That's why I ask you if you're going to bring counseling. Maybe you should.
Okay.
All right, thanks, buddy. Lots of calls coming through. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Yeah, the bigger question really is why did the citizens felt the need to record? Maybe the person had bad experiences calling that same station, And as the guy just said, maybe people have to start doing that in advance so that they have a case if it has to go further. So the question is, why did that citizen feel the need to record that conversation?
What's your name, sir? What's your name?
Thank you.
This is who? The citizen felt the need to record for the same reason the citizens felt the need to record in Mova 3 years ago, in Beetham, or wherever where police involved. Audio, video, same thing.
Yeah. So that's what Lincoln is saying, Basically, that's what Lincoln is saying.
You record because you want a digital footprint. You want evidence. So when they say it didn't happen so, you say, well, look at this or listen to this. There we go.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning again, gentlemen.
Good morning.
When I listened to that clip and I listened to the police officer, if it's really a police officer, I try to wonder when she tell them, no, we don't know, you all know what time the robbery took place?
At the point that the guy called, he said 2 years.
Yeah.
He said 2 hours before.
Because I'm saying, you telling them that to come now. Suppose the people who robbed them somewhere nearby in the bushes waiting to see if they're coming out and must be telling themselves they might come out to go to the police station. And then they gun them down. What will happen? Because I don't know you.
That's why I said earlier, you don't know the state the family is in after the robbery.
That they want Paul, I didn't hear that.
I say you don't know the state somebody is in after a robbery. You could be so traumatized you can't drive.
That's right. So when I heard that, well, listen, if that really happened, she needs to go back to
She was more concerned with oil and shrimp roti.
And before I go, I want to say I'm happy to see that the girl that got the Trinidad and Tobago. I'm glad to see that a senior officer take it up. She's investigating. You heard that, Paul?
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
Yeah, I saw that.
The Children's Authority has intervened.
Yeah.
But obviously, you have to know where to draw the line. I could not be disciplined. You understand? So I'm very happy. Anyhow, you gentlemen have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you.
I hope by Monday my voice is back.
I'm there, voice. Or should I have I'm to your throat?
Here we go down the rabbit hole, Wendell.
Yeah,
yep. And here what? Before I answer him, I wanted to tell Paul, the only thing Paul really hear from that story is the roti, Paul go on and on with that. Paul, you had to be you to hear that part. You understand that? Yeah, it was.
My ears are trained to hear whispers. You know that?
Oh, God. Coming back to your question, yes. It wants some.
Just trained to hear doors opening.
What? Wendell?
Open the door.
This lady, I am staying quiet. My voice is not that's none of those voices you heard recently is mine.
Oh God.
Play back that St. Joseph tape, not the officer, the female officer. We had interaction again.
I'm looking.
Please.
Thanks,
And people listen out for the shrimp roti.
Go and rest your truth. Go and rest your truth. You have work to do. Go and rest your truth.
Oh Lord.
Go and rest your truth. We can, it's Friday, bongo night.
What you know, good faith?
On the borderline cringy,
Go and rest your truth.
What you saw on the other video?
All right.
Alka-Seltzer.
Oh, go on.
All right, thanks, Zena. All right, let me play back the recording. Here we go.
Good morning, WP Adolphi.
Hi, good day. My wife called this morning, probably about 2 hours ago, to report a home robbery. We had called the E999. They said that they would call the station, but nobody else has called us as yet.
Okay, so what you all doing? Saying down home and waiting for the police to call all you? You don't know where the station is?
Excuse me?
Do you know where the station is? St. Joseph Station.
Yes.
So why you all don't come in and make a formal report?
Thanks.
Huh?
I say thanks.
Okay.
She is more.
I want to hear something. That man deserve a order trend to go for a minute, so come.
When you listen to it again, right? He may not have been the one being had the experience of the home invasion, but he might have called to report it, or his wife might have called.
His voice to the staff, he sounds distressed.
Yeah, his breathing.
His breathing indicates that he's distressed. He thinks that person.
Yeah, when you hear short breathing,
So even if he wasn't there at the time, someone very dear to him experienced his wife.
No, but his wife did call. That's what he's saying.
Earlier on, he's following up. He's actually following up. He's being proactive.
Yeah.
And she told him, you know what the station is?
So you just sit at home
it's not
It's unthinkable.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I heard one of the callers earlier said about, when you call a public service department, you can expect that kind of service, or hear that kind of service. No, I hear you, but it's that kind of borderline rudeness in terms of absolute lack of service. Many public service departments are not that bad. They used to be.
That was obnoxious.
Yeah, they used to be. I'm not saying some of that didn't used to be, but generally, customer service reps ain't that bad in the public service.
And many of them are very good.
Yeah. John Cato, I want to tell you, I said that when the first call came through, you know, I said normally they would say PC Edwards number 1621, you know, they will say that. But somehow the other, you didn't hear that in her call, and you also didn't hear it in the call that we made to the corporal. They normally give their regimental number also, which is strange. They're supposed to, because they can have plenty of PC Edwards. You understand? So they generally
you know what ironic about that? What is the police mantra?
Mm-hmm.
To protect and serve with pride.
With pride.
With pride.
To protect and serve with pride.
Yeah.
And 2 shrimp. But it's got some calls.
Yeah, maybe that will trigger them into some.
We want if anyone knows the individual who actually made the call, whose home was vandalized and robbed, if you have a name and number for him, we'd love to call him.
But we don't know if it's his home.
But we don't know.
It's a robbery.
Yeah.
There's not a robbery.
I put APB out for the boom as well. Good morning, caller.
Hi, morning. Morning, guys. But Paul, let me directly address this to you. So my thing is, right, I have never had a bad experience with police. Ever. Just when I had the incident in Barataria there, and I was waiting on the wrecking people to assist the roadside assistance to tow me home and everything, I called the same E99. And I know my friend was like, you call an E99? But I explained that, listen, the lights had gone down. There was no, it was dark standing there, and I needed some assistance. And I don't know, I just get totally different experience. The police came. They said, this is not the BTAM, however, where, they have a police post and everything. But, once we have an officer, once we have a unit, we'll get. And a car came and they assisted me, showed me where the lighting is and everything. My thing is, and why I called to say is that, okay, you called E99 and you say, okay, my wife called 2 hours ago and put in a report through this number, through 999, and up to now, nothing happened. But so for me, if I call 999 2 hours ago, why would I follow up with 999 again? Why am I not immediately calling any other station? She definitely needs some professional training in terms of how she speaks. But, she's saying, okay, so what you all did, you all just sitting down there waiting on the police. What are you all doing? We need to action this. We need to, I don't know. I probably have a different whole take, but I'm not going to just sit down there and wait 2 hours and wonder what happened. That's just not me. You follow up, you help yourself too. You have to help yourself out here because you're going to encounter all different kinds. So I have a totally different twist on that situation because I feel you can help yourself too. Don't just sit down and wait. So it's one thing to laugh and say, yeah, you hear Ruthie and think, all right, definitely some of them clearly need training, but you have to help yourself out here too. I always say, go with good vibes always follow you. Go with
you said you directed at me, right?
I selected at you because generally I know you like to bash the police plenty too.
Right. Let me respond to you now.
I listen to you.
When I or anybody else calls any outlet of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, in a situation where you're reporting a crime, because the police commissioner and the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security are on record in the last 7 days as asking the public, if you see something, say something, report crime, help the police. And I call to report a crime that happened to my wife, and that's my response, and you tell me call somebody else? Look, give me a break, Give me a break. So I must make a third call from a household to get proper service from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Now what you're saying? Help myself. Now what you're saying? Help myself. When I am distressed and I was robbed, help myself. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Well, as I say, you're entitled to say that, but you call, but you sit down there and wait forward for the police to come.
And I am distressed, and my wife was traumatized, and I must take it upon myself to help myself when I am distressed.
You make a next call, Paul. You can't call a next station. You ain't get through to E99 and you see 2 hours pass. You go sit down and wait what the next hour and say, well, wait.
I think in this particular circumstance, they had called E99 and E99 said they would contact the station, which is the St. Joseph police station. And so I think they followed up by saying, well, look, they called the St. Joseph police station and saying E99 said they would have called, but we're still waiting for somebody.
He was being proactive.
Rich, that is not what I hear in the clip.
Yeah,
he said we called 2 hours earlier and no one came, so I'm calling to follow up.
Right.
That's not being proactive?
Yes, but what I'm saying is
calling to follow up if I didn't get in 2 hours. 2 hours there? Not 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 2 hours.
Right.
I am being
proactive. You should not even have reached. Why you letting 2 hours reach and you didn't get no contact? You didn't make no contact. Why is you not follow up? You never sit down there 2 hours waiting for no
E99. But you see, for some people, we don't know what kind of robbery it was. So if it was a break-in, you're not going to want to tamper with the scene because you would expect.
You just calling again. You're waiting there.
Which is what they did.
Which is what they did.
They did that.
But not 2 hours. I'm saying, Rich. I'm saying, why wait 2 hours to follow up?
So what is the requisite time to follow up then?
For me, look. But now I'm saying, look, when my minor situation happened, me even waiting too long in the dark there. I call and listen. I stand up here, the place dark. George's light take off. I want some assistance. I am a female, and I had 2 people there. And
how many calls you made? 1, right?
1 call.
Right. So they made that first call.
Right. And if nobody came, which I can understand in my situation, it's fine. But if there was a robbery, I'm saying, Rich, and it's something severe, something serious, would you not try to immediately call a next number, call a station and say, listen, I put your report, nobody ain't come yet. You will sit down 2 hours and wait. I was never doing that, Richard. Never.
Yeah, well, I mean, some people will be still traumatized and they did call. And we don't know if this is the case.
You're making it a bad service.
I was not waiting for so long.
Yeah, we don't know what number call this was.
And that is you.
All right, all my lines are lit up, gentlemen.
The report call they made.
Yeah. Let's take some more calls. All lit up.
You shouldn't have to wait 2 hours.
Precisely, but he was still following up.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to wait 2 hours. From the time I've reported you to 999, the system should work.
Okay, let's grab these calls. Good morning.
No, do it yourself.
This is a classic case because I call another talk show host. I send a message to another talk show host that said that he was of the same opinion that the police officer was correct because he should have gotten up and made his way to the station. And I'm asking him, you know, if this man physically able to go to the station? You know, if the man in a wheelchair? You know, if he and the wife in a safe room lock up and the people still in the house, you don't know the situation. How could you
how traumatized the family is?
How traumatized it is. You don't know if the man is waiting. You have the confidence in the police that the E99 that he called first is communicating with St. Joseph, and he waiting on St. Joseph to come to his house to maybe get a fingerprint, to do a DNA, to pick up evidence. He has confidence. This is a person who, like them, had confidence in the police, and the system failed.
Your taxpayers' dollars at work. All right, thanks. Thank you. Lots of calls. I want to grab them before we wrap up. Good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning,
Captain Ron. How are you?
How are you doing? You know, I'm fine, thank you. But I'm a little distressful to hear. But the previous caller, the lady, is trying to make excuse for the failure of the police to react to the situation. It's ridiculous. If that happened anywhere other country, especially up here, those police officers on the phone would have been fired. You were very right when you said people are in distress. Not everybody can handle a situation the same way.
Correct.
So because you feel that you could make a call and if you don't get it, you do something. That doesn't mean other people can do it. Listen, when I am an instructor as well, and some of the students that when I used to be instructing flight school before I worked with the airline, So with the students, I mean, you have to teach them how to put them up in an usual attitude or so they, and show them, demonstrate how to get out of it in case they have passengers and it happens. Some of the people react differently. They react differently. Everybody, it's different. You can't, a public service like police and people coming and distressing you.
You accept mediocrity, mediocrity will continue.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Well said, Paul.
She's sitting there making excuses to the cops because she...
It's their fault they won't practice. That's what she's saying. It's their fault. They should have done something else.
Maybe so, but at the time, you don't know how they were feeling at the time. People going to shop. You know,
you don't think the wife was in the house when the robbery took place?
Yeah, it's easy for you and me to stand in the outside and say, oh, we're going to do this and do that. But what happens when the true woman comes? How would you really? You don't know how you're going to be. You don't, unless you have prior training and experience of it. In like, you know, what is traumatizing to me right now? Right now, as I'm going through this, a lot of us friends, we're talking about this. That crash where that head at Japan Airlines landed and some of the other airplanes, like a hawk grab a little bird. It's terrifying when we think about it. Yes, I'm flying and we're making sure that nobody's coming in and we got the clearance to go on the runway. For an airplane to land, we don't know how that would make us react. So she can't just call you all and say, oh, that they're wrong. The police officers need to be fired. Their job is to react right when they get a call.
Well, I know about fired, but there's some disciplinary action need to take place.
Yeah, something like that.
Something. Agreed. I agree.
Retreat. Yeah. Thanks, Captain Ron. All the best there.
Mediocrity, and mediocrity will continue.
Well, you know, I just pray and hope that Christine never has a bad experience with police, you know, because she says she has not had one thus far. I hope she never has one, you know.
We don't know what the individual situation was. Maybe if it's his wife, you leaving me in the house alone, we just get robbed. No, that, you know.
Steve, play the call again, Steve. Play the call again. Listen to his voice. Listen to his voice.
Oh, you mean the clip? Let's go with the clip. Hold on.
Listen to the man's voice.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Yes, good morning. I want to disagree with Paul. This is not mediocrity. This is absolute nonsense. This person should be immediately reprimanded, suspended. I'm not sure what the public service rules are, but this is nonsense. This is a flagrant abuse of power. Mediocrity is if this officer had said, well, give me 5 minutes, I'll call you back. But what the officer said was, to me, I don't want to use the word, was nonsense. And this calls for the commissioner of police to make an example of this person. You know that when we call the police service, and here it is, they're called a service. They have pride in their name, which is professionals responding and dedicated excellence. Is that how that professional responds? To me, not mediocrity, Paul. That is crap. I would say if they call my office in Orlando, and that's the type of response, guess what? That person is gone.
You know what's the other profound thing here? That after 2 hours, you didn't get a response to a critical situation.
Yeah. 2 hours.
That is nonsense. That's what I'm saying. Mediocrity would have been if the officer had said, okay, give me 5 minutes, let me look into it. That is mediocrity. What the officer did was absolute nonsense and abuse of the badge.
No. The man should have called 5 minutes after and ringed on the phone, called 7 other stations.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm amazed that the husband was so calm on the phone.
Yeah,
I would have come through that phone and strangled that officer.
You
wouldn't do that because you get locked up. Don't do that. Don't scramble the officer. Don't scramble the officer.
Thanks, Orlando.
I know.
All righty.
That's an expression. That's just an expression. But I mean, I'm amazed how calm he was.
Yeah,
my wife is distressed, and you telling me crap like what you do about it. So why am I paying you? I mean, this is a client calling. These people pay the police service with their taxes. The client is calling the company. You ask them, what is it? My office, my brother, that person, that officer would be without a job, and I would have had it on my website that I have made an example of this person in terms of bad public service. And if the commissioner doesn't step up, then the commissioner is just as guilty as supporting and encouraging this nonsense. I go offline now. It really pissed me off this morning that this is the level of service that we get out of the show. That's still. Take care. Bye.
All right. Thanks a lot. All right. Let me play the clip again. Here we go.
Good morning, WP Adversity.
Hi, good day. My wife called this morning, probably about 2 hours ago, to report a home robbery. We had called the E999. They said that they would call the station, but nobody else has called us as yet.
Okay, so what you all doing? Saying down home and waiting for the police to call all you? You don't know where the station is?
Excuse me?
Do you know where the station is? St. Joseph Station.
Yes.
So why you all don't come in and make a formal report?
Thanks, man.
Huh?
I say thanks.
Okay.
That's what you're going to do. Say thanks.
You know, she wasn't even giving that man her undivided attention.
Or her attention. But no, call somebody here just 10 minutes after. Call back another station.
Yeah.
At that point, you're done. At that point, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
That man remains super calm. I'm telling you that. He really remains super calm.
Yeah, way.
I don't know why I feel like I know his voice too, I would check back someone. That person sounded familiar.
He does.
Yeah.
All right, let's grab another call here before we wrap up. Good morning.
I like it.
Morning. Let me give you a quick one. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, big guy.
Good morning.
Yeah, I had experience up here with the cops last night, and it wasn't for a human being; it was for a dog. It was 30 degrees. It was 30 degrees last night. 2 degrees below freezing. A man 2 houses from me had a dog outside backing. I called the cops. And within 10 minutes they were there, and they made that man put the dog inside the house. Okay, and that's for a dog. That's not for a human being. You understand? So that lady, that police officer there, as the gentleman said, he should be totally remanded and sent back to training or something. She's totally out of place. Okay, gentlemen, that's my piece of the that story. Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thank you. But even going after one big guy, a couple in California this week was with their dog, and the dog sped off. The dog fell down 200 feet. They called 999, 911, then called the Coast Guard. And the Coast Guard now went and found the dog. All within 1 hour. All within 1 hour.
Remember, I have said this before. I mean, years ago, because this is a years-old problem in terms of crime. And
yes, because Rich, and how many people? Many people have called 999 and even probably called back and got that same response? It's only that
I don't know if they got that same response, but I have said before that when the TTPS takes long to respond to a citizen in distress, they are contributing to crime. Because you are empowering the culprit. You are empowering the bandit. If I have been robbed, and you don't know how soon I have been robbed. I have been robbed. The person just run out, whatever. I call, hey, I've just been robbed. Yeah, we will contact the station. Somebody will be by you shortly. That space of time after I make that E99 call to when there is a physical presence and a physical response of the TTPS, how long that takes contributes to crime.
You don't know if the man had to be calming his wife and or children or anybody else. You don't know what state of mind they were in. Even if they weren't in the house, coming home and seeing your house ransacked is a traumatizing, invasive experience.
Correct.
But all of that is irrelevant, Paul, because the system that we as taxpayers and budgets give every year in billions of dollars to the national security infrastructure, if I as a citizen am in distress and I call, the responsibility is on the state machinery.
Not according to Mrs. R. Not according to Mrs. R.
Within 5 minutes, maximum 10 minutes.
Yeah, sit down, say, Mrs. R, you sit down there for 2 hours and wait? No. You should have called somebody else.
Should not even get to the point of a 2-hour issue and blaming back and forth.
That's my point. It is bad on top of bad. My point is it is bad service on top of bad service.
It's your responsibility to respond. And when you don't respond in time, you are contributing to the problem.
You'll have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Be very safe out there. Have a wonderful, enjoyable, safe weekend. And we will see you again, God willing, on Monday morning.
And just in case, as I said, you don't know where the St. Joseph police station is, it's right between the Eastern Main Road and the Priority Bus Route there in St. Joseph by the mosque and by the school that was looted around La Jolla Estate, right? Good? Did I get that correct?
Yeah.
Folks, have a wonderful weekend. Be careful on the nation's roads. Look out for the young ones and remember to let go and let God.
Have a fantastic weekend, people. You know, whatever you do, enjoy it. I mean, I know some people are still in Christmas mood and end of year mood in terms of enjoying the end of year. And of course, the 6th of January is when Christmas officially ends, so to speak.
Yep,
So have a fantastic day, whatever you do.
All
Remember
the
to
trees are
smile
coming
and
down.
laugh. It's great for your health.
Yeah.